friends, my today's yummy recipe is Punjabi style khasta methi parathas. These are two healthy, yummy, delicious and mouth watering. I will share with you all the tips and tricks to make these perfect. So I am sure that you will definitely like my recipe and will try to make it. See you soon in my next video. Till then, take care. This is Nidhi and welcome back to my channel. So my today's yummy recipe is khasta Punjabi style methi parathas. So friends, after watching the video, if you like my recipe, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe my channel. For detailed written recipe and ingredients with their measurement, please visit the description box below. So let's begin the recipe and move on to my kitchen. So I am using a combination of 3 flours, which will be wheat flour, maida and besan. You can skip maida, but please don't skip the besan. So the first step of course will be our dough preparation. So just mix all these 3 flours together very well. So after this you need to add ajwain after crushing it between your palms, and please don't ignore this because it will add a very nice flavor to your parathas. After that you have to add other dry spices. The details are already given in the description box. So mix these spices very well with the flour. Now after that I am adding a boiled potato after grating it simultaneously. Adding potato will give a very nice body to your parathas, but you can no doubt ignore this. Then friends, add the grated mix of green chilies, ginger and garlic. It will give the additional flavor and taste to your parathas. Then add very finely chopped fresh methi leaves and fresh green coriander leaves to your flour. And then you have to add 2 to 3 teaspoons of ghee to your flour. It will make your parathas very khasta, which is the soul of this recipe. So after adding ghee as a moyan, then you have to gently rub the mix between your palms so that ghee reaches to every flour particle, and also so that the veggies release their moisture, because after that only we will decide the quantity of our water. So the next part will be adding a little water and kneading a semi-tight dough. So depending upon how much moisture your veggies have released, you have to decide the quantity of the water here. You don't have to add too much water at one point of time only, because it will make your dough too soft and soggy. We want a semi-tight dough for our parathas. Friends, as you can see here that our dough is almost ready. So again give it a ghee massage by just adding a 1 teaspoon of ghee. It will ensure the extra crispiness to our parathas, and it will also prevent the dough from getting dried up when we will cover the dough for rest for around 30 minutes. So please don't ignore this step. So friends, as you can see here, our dough is well kneaded and it's very smooth. So now it's the time to allow it for rest for around 30 minutes. So just cover it and leave it aside. And please don't ignore this resting part. So friends, after allowing the dough to rest for 30 minutes, now we can move to our next part, that is rolling the parathas. So for that, take a medium sized portion from your dough and dust it with the flour. After that, you have to roll it in circular motion and you have to roll it semi thick. Then you have to apply a layer of ghee over the surface. You can even use oil or butter, but ghee will give the best results. After that, just dust some flour over it and fold it from the center as shown in the video. Then again you have to apply ghee as well as dust the flour over this layer, and then again fold it from the center. You have to make triangle shape as shown in the video. Then dust this loaf of triangle shape with flour and then roll it, but you have to maintain the shape. So roll it evenly from all the sides and roll semi thick. Don't roll very thin because parathas remain semi thick only. So friends, applying a layer of ghee to each and every layer is very important if you want to get khasta texture after roasting it. So after rolling the paratha, now it's the time to roast it. So just heat a tawa and then apply ghee, oil or butter over it. You need to grease it basically. Then place the rolled paratha over this greased and heated tawa and allow it to get roasted for around 1 minute on lower side. Then flip it, apply ghee, butter or oil and allow it to get roasted for around 1 minute on lower side also. So after 1 minute or so, you need to flip your paratha and then again apply ghee, butter or oil to this upper side, as we haven't applied any butter, ghee or oil to this side yet. So the basic technique is you need to keep changing the sides and you need to keep roasting it by pressing gently with any spatula, and you have to roast it at medium to high flame. Don't make your flame very low. So friends, the pressing of parathas is required because we want to ensure that it gets well roasted from inside also. So you have to be patient while roasting the paratha. Don't be much hurry and don't roast it on too high flame. So friends, as you can see here, our methi parathas are coming out very khasta and these were really mouth watering to me. So one tip will be, anytime you are roasting one paratha, you have to clean your tawa with any kitchen towel just to ensure that the excess flour which is lying in the tawa gets removed. Otherwise it will get stick to the next paratha and it will make it stiff. So friends, roast each and every paratha till nice golden spots appear on both the sides and then these are ready to be served. So friends, our yummy, crispy and mouth-watering methi parathas are ready. I serve these parathas with mango pickle and chili pickle. You can even enjoy them with curd or any curry of your choice. Friends, I am sure that if you will make these parathas following my recipe once, you will make it again and again. So please share your experience and feedback with the recipe in my comment section below. See you soon in my next video. Till then, take care and thanks for watching.